So today's case study we're looking at is SAGCOT, or the Southern Agricultural Growth Corridor of Tanzania. This is a case study that comes in the resource reliance topic. Now, in the resource reliance topic, you need to be really careful because there's 3 case studies about food security, and we've studied Tanzania for all of them. We've looked at a past attempt, which is the Tanzania-Canada wheat project. We've looked at a small-scale project, which is GOTAID, but this project is a present attempt to achieve food security on the national scale. And again, we're looking at SAGCOT, the Southern Agricultural Growth Corridor of Tanzania, and that's the present attempt to achieve food security in national scale. So, where is it? Well, it's in Tanzania, which is located in Eastern Africa, Southeastern Africa, and we can see where they are on the map. And where is this growth corridor? Well, this growth corridor is quite a wide area. As you can see at the map on the right, we've got a strip of land that covers South Tanzania, and that is the growth corridor area. So what is SAGCOT, or the Southern Agricultural Growth Corridor of Tanzania? It is a growth corridor along a strip of land that's very fertile and connects the port at the sea to the Tazara railway. So that means that anything that's produced can be easily exported, but it also means it's easier to bring in materials, inputs like fertilizer, foreign technology such as large machinery, and move it around. This is important because Tanzania has 7.5 million hectares of arable land, but only a really small amount of it is farmed commercially. A lot of it isn't farmed at all, and the biggest amount that's farmed, about 2 million hectares, is smallholder farmed, so farmed by individual farmers. And it's hoped with the Southern Agricultural Growth Corridor that by 2030 millions of farmers will be lifted out of poverty, and a local transport network will be developed. That is to keep them farming, to keep them farming their small farms, but they'll be more productive. And this model creates big farms with warehouses that will then help smaller local farms, and it will help farmers with the quality of their seeds and food production. If we have a look at this map shows us the hub model, and you can see there that there'll be a number of these set up across Tanzania, and you can see you've got the main road going through it. You have a logistics hub. You have some large commercial farms, which we can see here. But you still have, which I'm going to highlight in blue, these small individual farms, and these small local farms will continue, and that allows the small and medium farms to share the benefits of this infrastructure. So some of this infrastructure that would normally only benefit commercial farms, they're going to help local farms benefit from that infrastructure and that connectivity. So, has it provided food security? Well, it's only been going for a few years, so it's a bit hard to tell. However, it has developed modern agriculture with 6 clear cluster areas, creating better links to global markets and produced more foods. It's provided employment and investment in farming. A particular plantation, the Clombero plantation, has doubled the amount of rice made in the area, and that's benefited 7,300 local rice growers. And there's been over $1 billion, 1,140 million invested in road, rail, electricity and water infrastructure, which has helped get things in and out of some of these quite rural regions. However, it's not without its criticisms. It's benefited transnational corporations and large companies for food export much more than local people. Most money actually goes into commercial farming rather than directly to the small-scale producers. There are nomadic tribes, particularly the Barabag, which you can see pictured, have actually lost a lot of their land along with small landowners, because although some of the smaller farms are kept, some of the smaller farms are destroyed and the land's taken to create these large commercial farms, or these hubs. And not all investment promised has been given. So there's been more money promised and more kind of fanfare than actually given. And because it's a top-down model, it's centrally planned, which means local landowners haven't really been consulted with. So if we take a look now at an exam-style question, using a case study, assess how successful a project to improve food security has been. Now, if you get a question like this, you could apply it to many case studies, but some questions will say how a present attempt to achieve improved food security on a national scale has been, and in that case, you would have to talk about SAGCOT. So the structure is PED on PED and then a conclusion. So that's a point, evidence, explanation, develop, linking back to the question, twice, and then a conclusion. To think about it in reference to this question, you would do a paragraph about how SAGCOT has provided food security, and then a paragraph about how it has not been successful. And you'd finish a conclusion with some kind of judgment. Now, pause this video now if you want to have a go. So I had a go at attempting a kind of positive paragraph. So my point, SAGCOT has increased food production along a strip of land stretching along southern Tanzania. And then my evidence, the Kilimanjaro plantation has doubled the amount of rice produced, which has benefited 7,300 local growers. My explanation, this increases the amount of food in the local area, as well as allowing food to be exported. And then I developed this and linked back to the question, this has been effective in improving food security in Tanzania. So now it's your turn to have a go at writing a paragraph on the other side of the argument. So have a go at answering this question entirely. Once you've had a go, send it to your geography teacher. They'll have a look and give you some feedback.